Hey guys, welcome back to the Backpackers Blitz. We've been off for a whole month, and it is now episode 23. Hard to believe we actually put together that many episodes in a single year, but so we're pretty excited about that. We do have a special guest tonight. We're going to talk to Kathleen here in just a little bit, but just a heads up on who she is. She has a YouTube channel called The Hungry Hiker. We will talk to her just so whose speakers are on right now? Somebody's. Tim, is that you?
No, it's not me. Absolutely not.
Is that
You
your
don't hear
phone?
it. Could have been. I mean, I don't know for sure. But
Okay, this is a great start.
we're not here to point fingers, are
We're
we?
definitely
we're so professional.
We
As you
actually
can
ended the
tell.
last month like we did really well.
Yeah.
Oiled machine, and then we come back today, and Tim has his phone on. Anyway,
You are
Rusty,
welcome.
We're gonna come back to Kathleen from the from the Hungry Hiker YouTube channel. We'll talk to her in a little bit. But first, a couple of things real quick. Welcome back. We've been off for a month. If you live near the shop, come visit us this Friday. We have an open house here at Hilltop Packs. You can come in, check out the whole place, give you a full tour. Tim's going to be here. The whole crew's going to be here. This weekend is also the very first thing, the first time we're doing this on Saturday and Sunday. It's called Hilltop Packs on the Hill. It's a backpacking trip, but it's only like 3 miles total. 2 miles in, 1 mile out. Very, very easy. We're going to meet at the shop on Saturday. If you don't know anything about that, go to our Facebook page. There's an event page in there. You can get yourself signed up. It is not too late, but that's this weekend as well. We're also doing our bargain bin drops all month long. We're going to have like 2 or 3, maybe 4 drops. So make sure you're on our email list or on our texting line as well. You can go on there and get signed up on the website. So Tim is going to take over tonight. Tim, did I miss anything?
No, I think you did quite well, sir. And you didn't call it the grand opening, so that's a good start.
Yeah, we filmed a video. We had to film it 8 times because they kept calling it the grand opening. He's like, you had the grand opening 6 years ago. So I got it right on the 8th try. But yeah, definitely, if you live nearby, make the trip. Come on down. We're going to have an open house. We're also going to do things all day long. We have a little event at our coffee shop in the evening. It's going to be, there's a whole list of things on the website and on our Facebook event page. Check it out. So, Tim, why don't you tell the crew who our people or who Kathleen is, and you guys get started.
So Kathleen, I will let her speak for herself here in a moment, but she has a slightly larger YouTube channel than I do or anybody I see in the audience.
By 10x.
But more than that, way more than that, by about 80,000 subscribers. At any rate,
getting close. I'm at a solid 59. So you know.
Ooh, I mean, you're
not
you're
that
growing.
I post on YouTube, but you know,
you're growing. You know, you got to start small. But she has a wealth of knowledge, more importantly, and I'm really excited to talk to her about some of the things that she gets herself into. But first of all, I just want to establish that I'm correct. Kathleen, are you from Washington State, correct?
I'm originally from Washington State, but I'm currently in Missoula, Montana.
Oh, okay. Is that... Yeah, and that wasn't long ago you were at Glacier, too, correct?
Mm-hmm. I was in Glacier twice this summer.
Oh, yeah, like 1 week after another, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it's on my bucket list. We went to the Bob Marshall this summer, but...
That's on my list. I was supposed to go this year, and I talked myself out of it, and so I just did 2 trips to Glacier.
Yeah. Well, I think either or probably pretty interchangeable. They're right next door. Yeah. But anyway, so Kathleen has a website with wealth of knowledge. That's just the hungryhiker.com, right?
Yeah, it's the-hungry-hiker.com. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
The Hungry Hiker was taken, so...
Okay. Well, yeah, you got to get creative. That still works. Yeah. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then, we'll just casually get to know you and ask you a little bit about your... I mean, we can always use expertise around here because we know nothing, even though
we are all hungry, though, all the time. And
yes.
We like hiking.
Let's start with that. Where did the name come from? Let's just start with that.
Yeah, there we go.
I love that question. So I thru hiked the PCT in 2018, and it was, to say it was life-changing was an understatement. But by the time I got to Washington, I started hearing people talk about, the post-trail blues, the post-trail blues. I'm like, what the hell is the post-trail blues? And so once I figured out, people were telling me, you've got to figure out what you're going to do when you get off trail, because otherwise you're going to get really depressed because you have this new way of life. Like, basically your biggest goal for the day is to get to the next water source. And so life is very simple on trail. And so making that transition from on-trail life to town life is kind of jarring. And so people will often get post-trail blues after they finish their thru hike. So I thought, okay, I'll think about a project. And so I wanted to do YouTube for a while, but I just didn't know like what to create a YouTube channel about. I have a video production background. It's actually what I went to college for, and I had never really used it for, I never used my college degree in my professional life, but it was always an interest of mine. And so I really stalled on creating a YouTube channel because I just didn't know what to create a YouTube channel about. So as I was hiking in Washington, as a thru hiker does, I kept thinking about, well, what am I going to do when I get off trail? Well, okay, well, maybe this is when I'll create a YouTube channel. I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to create a channel about? And literally one day, I'm on the trail, literally talking out loud to the trail, saying, today we're going to talk about YouTube. You're going to help me figure out what it is I'm going to create videos about. And so I started thinking about, okay, well, whatever I do, I want it to be revolved around hiking and backpacking because I'm obsessed with it. Like I knew after my thru hike that I wanted to continue hiking and backpacking and wanted to figure out how to maybe do that for a living. And so I'm like, okay, so it's going to be around hiking. And then the next thought I had in my head is, geez, I'm always so hungry. Like the hiker hunger was strong. And so after a couple of miles of thinking about that, I'm like, oh, I can be the hungry hiker. I can create videos where I go hiking and I talk about the food that I eat on trail. So that's how the hungry hiker was born.
Yeah.
And about how many miles in were you at that point?
I was halfway through Washington. So I was.
How many videos did you make? Any videos at all before that on YouTube? Started right there.
Yep.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy because most of us are starting our YouTube channels before we go on hikes like that. So you got to enjoy it without all the digital BS. But
I know, and I'm kind of sad because I don't have like the videos to go back. I mean, I have a couple of like GoPro videos that I shot of myself and photos, of course, but so I'm like sad that I don't have all that footage from my trip, but I also got to really be in the moment on my trip too. So I'd much rather have that experience.
And that's a big deal. A lot of people, like I film a lot of my trips. I know Tim does as well. And for us, we do enjoy the filming part of it. That's fun for us. But I think a lot of people get hung up on trying to grow a channel or share everything, and they're not in the moment. They miss a lot of it. So I do enjoy just filming. That is fun for me. And maybe I miss some things too sometimes, but I think a lot of people do. They don't live in the moment. They're trying to share everything instead of take it all in. So.
And you can tell you have a background in film. And I think if I was going to do a thru hike or something along those lines, it would be in my way. But I don't know how I'd put it together. Whereas you could probably throw a documentary style thing together. But I think it would be really great to have that experience like prior to doing the whole YouTube thing. So with that in your website, if you want to share, if it's too nosy, we don't need to know your career or anything. But do you YouTube and do the outdoor like website is that your living?
So my full-time job is when people ask me what I do for a living, I'm like, I backpack for a living.
Yeah.
So it's
Fair enough.
YouTube, and it's also inspiring women to want to get out in the backcountry by themselves through my online backpacking program for women, the Confidential Female Backpacker.
We're going to talk about that. In fact, we'll probably bring it up here in just a second. Before I do that, a lot of your videos and your websites and what you're going to talk about your program is about just empowering women to go out there solo. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I go solo a lot and I really enjoy myself, and I know Tim does as well. And I'm not naive to think that there are things women have to consider when they go out there, but I also at the same time don't want to see that hold them back. So is that kind of part of it? Like there are things you need to be concerned about, but let's get past that. Is that kind of the message you're putting out there?
It's all about getting out of your own way. So I find the hardest part of any trip is getting to the trailhead, honestly. So
Amen.
we talk about
all right.
your why, right? Because let's face it, not every day is going to be awesome out there. Sometimes you have to embrace the suck. So knowing your why and reflecting back on your why for when it's not perfect. And then also getting out for, get like figuring out what your fears are, and then working through your fears so those fears don't hold you back from getting out on trail, especially when you're getting out there by yourself. Like it's so easy to talk yourself out of going, or, you know, I know for me, like, if I don't address a fear, it just blows up into this big thing. And then when I finally do address it, I'm like, why was that such a big deal in the first place? But learning how to work through your fears so that they don't hold you back.
Well, Tim, what do you think? How about you have her just kind of talk about our program, then we'll kind of backtrack from there, like how it started. But let's just start with where the program is right now and tell everybody how they can look at it and check it out and sign up, or look for future events coming up. But tell everybody what this program is about.
So the Confident Solo Female Backpacker System is an online backpacking program for women that helps women go from being scared and intimidated about backpacking to feeling confident being out on trail. So confident planning their trips so they feel confident getting out on trail by themselves. And I have a lot of women, like women all over the country who are part of this program. And a lot of women come into this program who want to build up their confidence to get out on trail by themselves, or maybe they don't want to necessarily get out on trail by themselves, but they want to feel more confident taking a leadership role with planning a group trip, or take their kids out on trail by themselves. So a lot of different experience levels in the program. And the program, it has a couple different components. So we have the online portion, and I say I'm a one-woman show with the program, but all the women in this program, the students, like, we are the collective we are part of the program. Yeah. So there's the online portion. So that's all the modules and lessons, all the guides, tutorials, and resources that a student can literally go through the program and plan their trip as they're going through the program. There's also a program that's built into the program that helps them physically prepare for the backpacking season. And then lots of guides, tutorials, resources they can use to plan a number of different types of trips. And then we have an online private community of just made up of students in the program, very active community, where we are accountability partners. We help inspire one another, answer questions, and then potentially meet each other to plan trips with one another. So I have a lot of women who have gone through this program who have met each other through the program, have gone on to plan really awesome trips with one another, to the point where I'll see them posting about their trips online. I'm like, FOMO, I want to go. Where's my invite?
Cool. Yeah.
And then also there's ongoing coaching through the program. So I host live coaching calls over Zoom every week for students. So we'll take a lot of the topics that are covered in the program and do more of a deep dive into those topics. We'll have roundtable discussions. We'll have guest speakers. So those are a lot of fun. And then probably my most favorite part of the program are group trips. So I lead group trips for students who have graduated from the program, really all over. So throughout the year, we'll go to all kinds of different destinations, and the trips are really a way for students to take everything they've learned in the program and then apply it out on trail in a safe setting, and then meet one another. So
very cool. We have a couple comments in the comment section here. So Mr. Woodall Trails says, "Oh, that's not him. Hold on a second."
Hi, Mark.
Yeah. I need to talk to my wife. She doesn't even like when he goes solo, and my wife isn't crazy about it either, but she lets me go. And then let's see, Bruce here. Hi, Bruce. By the way, your pack's almost done. It says, I finally talked my wife into letting me go start backpacking solo. So I'm surprised how often that does come up, where someone's significant other doesn't want them to go out. Or like, when I first started, my wife was like, you need to take a gun, or you need to do this, or you need to have a friend. I'm like, I promise you I'm fine. And we have one more here, and I'll read this one, then we'll talk about this for a minute. Here's one. My wife encourages it because me getting eaten by a bear is less hassle than a divorce. That's so good.
That's hilarious.
But what I know a lot of it is irrational, but what is like the top 1 and 2 fears that people really have? And it could just be maybe for their significant other, or they talking themselves out of a solo. Like, I've enjoyed it. My first trip was solo because I had no friends that wanted to go with me, so it was just kind of out of necessity. But what are some of the biggest fears you see, like 1 or 2 big fears?
Well, I would say the biggest fear, like as a woman, that I hear from a lot of women, because I talk to lots of women, is encountering like a creepy person on trail. Like, what do I do?
Bear spray.
I'm heading out to a campsite, and what do I do if I encounter a creepy person? Like, do I turn around? Do I keep going? So that's a legitimate fear. And then, of course, wildlife, like how to handle wildlife encounters, getting lost, getting injured, and then being lonely out there. Those are
So
all.
whenever they bring those things up to you, obviously you don't go straight into how you fix those problems. But how are you convincing them that it's worth it to overcome those fears? Like, what is the thing you're saying? Okay, you have those fears. Some of them are irrational, some of them are real, but here's why it's worth it. What is the thing you're telling them to convince them to just get over that?
Well, that's why we start with our why. So figuring out why do you want to be out there in the first place? Why is it so important to you? Like, why is it that you want to go and hike the Wonderland Trail? Why do you want to go hike the PCT? Why do you want to go spend the night in your tent by yourself? Like, why is that such a big deal for you? And like writing that down and reflecting back on your why. So when you start to have those conversations with yourself of like trying to talk yourself out of going, or fears come up, you reflect back on your why, and you're like, okay, I know why I'm here. Like, I want to be here. So,
do you find that the answer a lot of times kind of circles back more holistically to like just mental health, confidence building, that type of thing? Or do you see it? Do people like realize that about backpacking before they go out, or do you get more answers of like, I just want to be in nature, or do they already have like the foresight to know that it's a healing thing?
It's a mix. So some people are like, oh, I just want to be out in nature. Nature's so beautiful. Or, I do all this day hiking and I don't want to turn around. I just want to keep going. But then I also have a lot of people who they're like, oh, well, I did this trip and oh my God, like it changed my life. Like it was so incredible. Like I want to do more of that. And so they want to do longer trips, spend more time out in the backcountry. Me personally, solo backpacking changed I say like when I through hiked the PCT, it ruined my life in the best way possible. Because I came back, like, even though I'm still the same person, like my whole outlook on how I looked at the world and how I wanted to live my life changed. Up until that point in my life, I had never had such an incredible confidence booster as knowing that I could survive out in the backcountry by myself and thrive. And so when I would feel those moments of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here. I walked here on my own 2 feet. I did it all on my own. I would always say, I just wish I could bottle this feeling and share it with other women to show them what's possible.
I'm sorry we weren't laughing at you, Kathleen. That was a wonderful response. It was one of our goofball listeners said, put a pendulum behind me so that we can tell the difference between frozen and fascinated.
Because here's what Tim does. So if you've ever watched the show before, which I'm sure you haven't because no one does. But anyway, Tim sits there and he doesn't move. He goes,
he's just listening intently.
And yes, I'm a good listener, damn it.
Yeah, but the funnier part is like the first 2 or 3 episodes we ever did, his camera really was freezing. So we didn't know if it was him or if he was messing with us. So there's a few long-time listeners in the group here. They remember that. So that was funnier than it probably should have been. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Loafer X, for the comic relief. And thank you even more, Kathleen, for the very nice response. But I got to say, this is not, it's a convenient transition. I was watching one of your recent, like the cold weather ones, and I don't remember what part of the video it was, but you completely parroted exactly how I feel. There was this time in my life where winter and like the dark days got darker than most of my adult life had ever been. And it was right when I was starting into backpacking, and I coincidentally lived in Minnesota at the time. And I made like almost verbatim what you said in your video as I made the decision to be like, damn it, I'm gonna go out in the winter anyway, and make something out of this season again. Can you just kind of like paraphrase what you were saying there, because it really spoke to me too, and I'm sure, I mean, it's good timing for the daylight savings, first of all, but secondly, I think you put it really eloquently on like all season hiking and backpacking. What made you make the decision to just say F winter, I'm going anyway?
So I struggle with winter. Winter and we don't really see eye to eye. I thrive in the summer. Summer is my favorite. But winter, I really struggle, and I get winter blues. Like it's hard to leave the house. It's dark. It's cold. It's wet. Now I'm here in Montana. It snows a lot. So,
Yep.
it's hard. Like I would get stuck inside because I'd look outside and like, I'm not really motivated to get outside. But I have a lot of trips that I want to do this next year. And I don't want to start my training over from scratch in the spring. I want to stay active and really just embrace the season and get out there. So I'm trying to get a head start of winter. Winter's trying really hard to show up here. On my training hike
bet.
on Monday, it was snowing at the top of my hike. I'm like, great. But I'm just trying to stay on top of it, and so get my routine in place, my habits in place, so that way when winter is officially here, like it's just, I'm just continuing to go on as I normally do. I'm not having to figure out where I start with the whole winter thing. And
Yeah.
we have a lot of beautiful trails around here in Missoula that are really easily accessible, that you don't have to drive very far to go to. The parking lots, the trailheads are very easy to get to. I mean, within 10 minutes from where I live. So there's no excuse of why I can't get out there and, just enjoy this area in a different season. So I'm really trying to embrace winter and fight the winter blues.
Have you ever dove into the rabbit hole of hot tenting?
No.
Well,
It sounds heavy. A lot of gear.
you're right.
No, that's not for me either.
Yeah, you just pull a sled behind you.
I
It's
was
no
gonna
big
say
deal.
Sleds, yeah.
Yeah, you just pull a
So I
sled.
do have on the calendar, my best friend booked us some adventure where we will be snowshoeing or cross-country skiing. I'm not sure the mode yet, but we will be going into some sort of backcountry cabin situation. So
Nice.
I'll report back in January how that
Yeah.
goes.
Well, check out some hot tents. You're in Montana now. It is a pain in the ass, though. I'm not going to lie. Plus, I'm too afraid to sleep with a fire rolling anyway because dying, of
Right.
carbon
Yeah, there's
monoxide
that.
poisoning. It's not my favorite thought. But
What's
that's a. Go ahead, Ben.
I was just going to let Devin talk since he's up here falling asleep. But Devin, you're up
No,
in
no.
Canada. You guys have women up there, right? Maybe you could kind of join
Yeah,
in.
a couple.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say it's funny of everyone, you're actually the closest one to me because, Tim and Ben are like, I don't know, a 3-day drive and you're like a 7 or 8. But Montana's beautiful. Like for the winter coming up, like you said, like I don't get out hiking much in the winter and I really need to because I'm only like, I don't know, 2 hours from the mountains here in Alberta. And so I have some snowshoes. I really need to get out there. I did have a question before, but we kind of went over it. What made you want to start coaching women specifically for backpacking and stuff? What was it like? Where'd that idea come from, or what sparked that, anyways?
So the idea for the program started forming in my head when I was on the PCT, because I kept having those moments where I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to bottle this feeling. I want to see more women out on trail. I want to inspire more women to want to get out here by themselves because I know how much it changed my life. And when I got off trail, I started the YouTube channel and didn't really do anything with this idea that I had about this program that I wanted to create because honestly, like I was experiencing imposter syndrome. I kept thinking to myself, who am I? I'm no professional backpacker. I didn't grow up backpacking. Like, who am I to coach women to go backpacking? Like, I'm just a dirty hiker. Like, I'm just hiker trash.
We're
Like,
all
what do
just
I
dirty
know?
hikers.
But just to pause you for a second, that is such a powerful thing to get past for so many reasons, so many ways. Whether it could be business, it could be backpacking, it could be a hobby, it could be you're in college. Just getting past that, imposter syndrome covers a wide range of things, but it is empowering to get past that and think, I do belong here. I do fucking belong right here. Sorry for my language, guys. But I belong here. You got to walk in the room, kick down the door, and be like, I do belong here, and then get to work. So good on you, because not everybody can do that. It's tough.
Well, it took me a couple years. It took me, a lot of me getting out of my own way, which is a lot of what I teach in this program is getting out of your own way. Because a lot of times we are our biggest obstacle.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I was on a backpacking trip in Rainier National Park with one of my friends, and we were stopped for a break, and she just randomly said, hey, have you ever thought about creating an online backpacking program? Like, I think you'd be really good at it. And I looked at her and I was kind of like, well, actually, yes, but no, I haven't done anything about it. She's like, well, why don't you? I said, well, I don't know. Like, who am I? Like, I started coming up with the excuses of why I couldn't. And she looked at me and she was like, why do you think I go backpacking with you? I'm always watching to see what gear you bring, how you pack your pack, what food you bring. Like, you plan our trips. Like, yes, you are qualified to teach people how to backpack. And so it was quickly after that trip that I started to really dive into that and do a bunch of research and start talking to women to see, you know, if this thing was going to work, if there was even a need for it.
And something like this where you're kind of, you know, this is a hobby where you're kind of learning as you go, but as you teach somebody, you still keep learning. I mean, I've been in business my whole life, and I love talking to other business owners and even startups and people who are thinking about it. I'm literally still learning as I'm speaking. And they ask a question, I may not have the answer. Let's figure this out together. And I love that space to be in. It's just constantly learning and evolving. And I'm sure what you're going through, I guarantee you, not even saying it, you probably learned just as much since you started the program as you did actually hiking before you started it. Am I correct? I mean, that's with anything.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of bad habits. Like, as a PCT through hiker, I used to sleep with my food. I don't do that anymore because I woke up at 1 a.m. to mice running through my hair. So I took that lesson and I applied it to the program. And guess what?
Yeah.
A lot of women in the program are like, because of you, I will never sleep with my food. I'm like, great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious. And mice, I had one get in my hammock one time, and I don't think I've ever been so petrified of any wildlife encounter in my life. I wake up and there's a mouse on my chest, and I think that was so scary.
My very second trip. No, I did my first trip solo. Really enjoyed it, and I was overly confident. My second trip, I went out. I hung my food up, but I hung it way too close to the branch. And this is night one, and the next morning I got my food bag down, and it had mice crap all through it, and a lot of stuff was chewed up. So I had to call the day short and go home. But I learned my lesson there. But rats and mice and animals are not fun.
Jason Bloom had a good question. Or sorry, Blom. Sorry, misread that. How many women have gone through your program?
So I have over 150 women in the program.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's about 5 times or 6 times more than are in our live stream currently. So not too shabby.
Yeah, we have about 30 people right now, and at least one female, which I see on the screen. I don't know if there's any women in the group chat or not, but we welcome anybody who wants to join us. Believe me, we'll take anybody.
Loafer also said embracing winter is like embracing eggnog. Every November, I think I want it, and I am wrong.
I haven't had eggnog in a long time.
I love the eggnog. And Woodall Trails, I love the way you attack life, Kathleen. And that's a good point, though, honestly. It's like that. The thing with, I think one of the things that makes you qualified is the perspective that you grant to people, and just like being around you and talking to you and stuff, and being like, no, you just got to attack like your own mind on this, because that definitely is the thing that gets you, like, that stops you from doing stuff. I'm terrified of heights, but I love heights. I love pushing myself up a mountain or whatever, doing something maybe semi-sketchy. Most people that aren't scared of heights probably wouldn't find it scary at all, but I've always been terrified of heights. Then I get up there, I'm like, yep, that was awesome. That was so worth it. And it's just like you get in this mindset of like, something's going to happen. I don't know. You just keep over and over in your head, and you just keep digging yourself in this hole. And it's like, nope, keep going, talk yourself out of it. You're good. Or talk yourself into it, I guess. But that's for me anyways. I always end up talking myself into being more scared than I actually am.
Yeah, the thought of it's always scarier than the experience itself.
100%.
Doubling back, I want to just talk about, I know Ben really well, Kathleen, and I think I understand kind of where you were coming from, but I think you two both possess the same thing. I think you had epiphanies, and you explained yours. That was pretty obvious, but Ben too, where you realize that what you do belong in the room, you do belong in line for a seat at the table, so to speak, you know. And I admire people like you. I think I'm really comfortable with who I am as a human. I don't have like extensive goals like Ben with 17 businesses, or you, like the thought of building a website, I would rather die. So my ambitions are different, but I think, and Devin, I've known you all enough, but we always find like common ground with our guests, and it's maybe coincidental, but It's awesome to
tell you-
just see both of you. I know you had that moment where it probably was life-changing for you, not only in like your own success, but just the fact that you realize you could do it. And I would say just hiking the PCT alone, halfway down that trail, you were more than qualified to train most backpackers.
Well, real quick, just to jump in, I do think that backpacking, and Kathleen can probably answer for herself, but for me, backpacking was part of that confidence building for me. And I've been self-employed my whole life. I'm 52 years old. I've had my moments of just self-doubt my entire life. And it wasn't until probably a few years after I started really backpacking that I started kind of just, it is very empowering. And therapy helped as well, by the way. So I did that. But then it's completely off topic, but I won this local award, which is a pretty big deal. We're the first small business to ever win it. And it's in the name of the owner of the businesses that they would award it to. And when they approached me, I was like, I do not belong in this freaking group of businesses that won this award. And I could not wrap my head around it. But it wasn't until like I went in that day, we actually showed up, and there was like 100 business people there for the award ceremony. And that's why I had that big moment. It's like, okay, I do effing belong in this damn room. But I think backpacking was a part of that growth in my life, because as a child, I don't think I ever had that kind of confidence to kind of break through that and get up on that stage and give a little speech and talk and feel comfortable about it. So I think backpacking was part of it. I really believe that. Kathleen, you can speak for yourself, but
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I tell my students all the time, yeah, I know it's backpacking and it's fun, but a lot of what you do out there on trail, like that confidence building and problem solving and, and just working through different challenges and just completing the goal or completing the trip, it follows you off trail into, town life, into regular life. And so from, through hiking the PCT to all of the big section hikes I've done. I mean, I love long distance backpacking. It's so much fun. But it's like all of that has translated into my off trail life, into there's nothing that I can't do. Like if I can think it, I can do it. Like if I can survive in the backcountry by myself, like there's nothing I can't do off trail. So, and it definitely started with backpacking for sure.
Yeah, I think we talk about this a lot, and our audience is probably bored, but take just a moment to say all the people that are in the audience are the greatest ever, because they're here all the time, despite our repetitive nature. But thanks to people like you, Kathleen, things stay interesting, because if it was the three of us, I don't know how long we'd last.
I can tell you some people in the chat, like, so we are friends with some people in the chat, and I know I met some of them personally, and they've had similar stories where this is something that changed their life and it empowered them in certain ways that we all walk our own path. Don't get me wrong. We have our own lives and different things going on, but the strength and empowerment's the best way to say it. But it does give you something that maybe you didn't expect when you started it. I didn't expect to get what I got out of it when I first started. Yeah, Woodall Trails is a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
He is.
Yeah, he's actually the person I was thinking about when I started talking. He's told us his story, and this has changed his life. At least I think it has. He can speak for himself, but the conversations I've had with him, I know it's done a lot for him as well. Devin, has it changed your life?
Well, I think we all have. I know we've got into this conversation. I know Tim and I specifically. I know you too as well, and a lot of people. Someone up there said, I had it up on the screen, basically of hiking is therapy.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've struggled with quite a bit of mental health stuff, just depression, anxiety, etc. And like getting out in nature just helps so much. And the people you meet, I'm on Instagram and stuff, and you find people or whatever. But honestly, the people that are out in nature, that are, even if they're just photographers that do like nature photography, they don't do long distance or like overnight backpacking, whatever. People that are out in nature are just like my favorite people. Like, we get so many guests on here that we can have these conversations, and like you were saying, they're kind of repetitive, but at the same time, they're repetitive, but it's the same story, just different people and different aspects in there, but we all relate to each other. And like, I don't know, everyone's just so similar that like we have all these people in the chat, and I love those guys. I love all you guys. You guys are great. Like,
I love them too. I don't even know what their faces look like, and I love them too.
Some of them. But like, I don't know. We all,
especially that Brian Winburn. He's
Yeah.
new to the group,
He's
but I think
new,
he's a
yeah, I
sweetheart.
saw that.
So,
But yeah, we all have so much to relate to though, and it's just such an awesome community to find people that are like-minded, and we maybe don't agree on everything in life, but that doesn't matter. We all just are here enjoying the same things.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, dude, you put it into better words than I ever could, and that's just it. I don't know. Like I've said, it's the best community ever. It's not golfers, it's not motorcycle gang, it's none of that stuff. It's just a completely different. And Ben says it all the time. We come from all walks of life.
Yeah.
But back to Kathleen, and we'll just shift things up before we go. Everybody that's out there, especially those of you who are coming to our event, Kathleen has millions of views on on grocery store food. So just put that in the back of your mind, Kathleen. I'm going to put you on the spot and have you give us like 3 of your favorite ideas before the end of the show. But before that, we need to talk about something extraordinarily important, and that is llamas.
Yes.
Enough of this sappy shit. Let's talk about weird looking furry animals and what looked like one of the most damn enjoyable backpacking trips I have ever seen.
Where can I get some llamas? Seriously?
Yeah, let me tell you, you've been around for a while. Maybe you're like me. I've got to the point where I check in on my friends. I'll watch some of their videos in the background when I'm here working and things like that. I just don't have the time to watch a lot of videos, but your video, Ben paid me to not do jack shit, and he doesn't know this, but it actually, I was one of the rare videos that I watched like start to finish on the clock. Ben, sorry about that.
That's all right.
It just looks so damn fun. So Kathleen backpacked with llamas in the Sierras, right? I wrote it down.
No,
no,
this
no.
is,
It was in
Goat
Washington.
Rocks. Yeah.
You go. I want to talk a little bit about the food, the trip you did, and more obviously the llamas.
Oh, the llamas are so cute. It was my ultimate goal that I wanted them to love me by the end of the trip, because they are just not people person. Like you can't even pet them. And so how that trip came to be was, so I've hiked through the Goat Rocks Wilderness, that section of the PCT, multiple times. And so I've gone both ways. I camped all over, I've experienced it in beautiful weather, in crappy weather. And last year when I was in the area, we had just set up camp just right off the trail, and we saw this pack of llamas coming down the trail. And we're like, oh my God, those are llamas. So we ran to the trail as they were coming down the trail, and the guide is like, oh my God, are you the hungry hiker? And at the same time I said, oh my God, can I pet your llama?
Yeah, I saw that part.
So we chatted, and they invited me to join them for a trip. So they opened up, they have, it's through Washington Llamas, and they offer trips throughout Washington, but they have 2 Goat Rocks trips with the llamas each year. And so they offered me to invite some of my students to my program to go and do this llama trek. I said, oh yeah, absolutely. So one of the women in the group, she had gone through Goat Rocks and had gotten in her own way, let her fear come over of going over the knife's edge. She talked herself out of doing it. And so she was the first woman I thought of to inviting her on the trip, because I'm like, this is going to be your redemption trip. Number one, you're going to be hiking with llamas. You don't have to carry your stuff, because the llamas carry all your crap for you. All you have to do is just walk over the knife's edge. That's all you have to do.
Let me barge in for a second, just for my own satisfaction. Was she the one that started crying?
Yes.
Oh God. Yeah. I felt feelings at that part. I hated it. I'm just kidding. That was awesome. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, and so we had this crew put together, and the llamas come to pick us up, take us to the trailhead, and then they there's 2 guides and then 4 of us, but there was only 3 of us. One person had to drop out of the trip last minute. But they loaded up all of our gear. So it was the packing for the trip was so hard, right? Because I'm so used to being self-reliant and carrying all my stuff. And they're like, you don't need to bring your first aid kit. We've got a first aid kit. I'm like, but are you sure? You don't need to bring your water filter. We filter your water filter. We filter your water for you. I'm like, but are you sure? And then the food, I was like, but what if I want my snacks? They're like, okay, you can bring all the snacks you want, but we make your food for you, so you don't have to pack any food. So
Yeah, it looks so awesome.
it's really hard. It was the best food I'd ever experienced on any sort of backpacking trip. So after this trip, I drove down to California and did some stuff in the Eastern Sierra. And so I was excited for those trips, but then I was like, oh man, this llama trek is really gonna ruin me for any sort of rustic backpacking where I have to make my own food, because the food on this trip was incredible. It was just like one delicious meal after another. It was fresh food. It was cooked out on trail. We had cupcakes. We had, my God, these
spaghetti.
Oh, the spaghetti, the brownies. I mean, geez, the scrambles. I mean, breakfast, lunch, dinner. It was so good. And so they also knew how much I love root beer. So one of the llamas had a cooler that had cans of root beer in it. So randomly, we would just, the guide would be like, would you like a root beer? I'm like, oh my God, ice cold root beer. We had chairs, we had tables. I mean, it was luxurious. And a trip like that is perfect for really anyone who wants to experience Goat Rocks in like a really special, unique way, but also maybe someone who is not able to carry all their gear with them.
Yeah.
And so they need a little assistance, but they still want to have that really incredible experience. So the llamas come in, they're like, yeah, I mean, that's their job. They love doing it. They hate, they have two modes. They either like full rest mode or go mode. They don't like this in between where they're getting their packs put on them. That's when they start making their llama noises. And
Yeah.
it's pretty cute.
No, that's awesome, because I thought the same thing too. The opportunities that grants people. Somebody mentioned it in the chat. There's goats that do that too, and I thought that would be such a neat idea for a business. There he is, pack goats. For those that couldn't physically do it, it'd make it so much easier. And then it's also like a bougie way to just do something different. And I also wondered the entire video, like, I wonder what about the llama shit? What do they do? And then as soon as my question was answered, what do they do to the llama shit?
I officially put myself as the shit kicker for the group. So every time that we would set up camp somewhere, part of the leave no trace principles that we'd practice out there is we'd have to kick the poop piles away, to spread them out, to disperse them. So, I wasn't good with putting on saddles. I would try and feed them anytime I got the chance. So I'd get a bucket of pellets and I would take the opportunity, because I'm like, well, I want them to love me. So if they associate me with food, they will love me, because I'm food motivated. So I felt like we bonded over that. But yeah, I was like, well, how can I help? And then I realized, oh, I can kick the shit. So that became my job.
Yeah, that looks spectacular.
Real quick, so we have some friends that have another live stream, and they always kind of near the end of the show they talk about poop stories. I think you had the best poop story. Do you guys agree? Someone in the chat just commented this is the best poop story.
Another
it was goat's milk
story.
It was goat's milk.
With the llamas.
Different type of backpackers poop.
With the llamas is so they try not to poop on the trail, and so anytime you can tell when a llama's got to go, you'll scream bio break, and then they'll get off the trail and do their business. And usually if one goes, then multiple are going to.
They know that?
Do you think that's like a piece of knowledge that you would ever have gained in your life? Like, I'm going to learn when a llama has to have a movement. I'm going to instinct. I'm just going to know. I'm going to know when that's about to happen.
Well,
you go to the
just
zoo.
don't want to be behind them when they're doing it, right?
Yeah,
so like,
you like go to the zoo like that
for.
one. You go to the zoo, like that one right there is gonna poop. I can tell. You can put bets on with your friends. Like, okay, $5 on that llama right there.
They do that. They do that in Minnesota. They if they have like bison, they'll herd them up basically, and they paint circles in the ground. It's called buffalo chip bingo, and you place monetary bets. It's a real thing.
Of course. So I want to go to a comment Woodall Trails made earlier, is to circle back. So he was 420 pounds 4 years ago. He had surgery, lost weight, and decided he wanted to take his life back. And backpacking has done that for him. So he's gone now, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I clapped for no reason. He's not here
Yeah,
anymore.
he's not even here. That's okay. Bruce also says that he was diagnosed with the back disease a few years ago and was told by his doctor to basically stop doing any exercise or activities. After sitting around for a few years, I discovered hiking. It saved me.
Awesome.
Deal, Bruce.
And Bruce is the guy you're working on the pack for? Is it the one I'm looking at?
I think it's the one you right next to you. Yeah, I believe that's his. And
Yeah.
hopefully he comes up and sees us this weekend. Bruce, come see us. I'll have your pack ready for you.
Stoned Ape Adventures said he's learning a lot tonight. That's a huge compliment, Kathleen, because
he knows
this dude knows everything. Yeah. Ben, why are you looking at animal butts in the zoo? Well,
listen, I'm an old lonely man. Hey, we all have our thing. You just happen to know mine now.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, we got a lot of good friends in here. Thanks for all for being here. So let's reward you with Kathleen, did you give some thought to like just a couple? We love grocery store hacks, and those videos were awesome. I saw a couple I liked, the peanut butter shake being one of them. But what are your you got any good ones for us?
So my top two favorite that I probably have in constant rotation are my Thanksgiving dinner. So
I think I missed this.
I saw that one. I don't remember what it was though.
Oh yeah, so instant mashed potatoes, stuffing. I put a little bit of powdered gravy in there. What else do I put in there? I know I put those fried onions on top.
Yes,
those
that's what
are
it
always
was.
good. And then you could even put like pumpkin seeds or pecans or cranberries in there. But that's good. It's just like a Thanksgiving in a bag, or in one bowl kind of thing, one pot. And then my tried and true is always peanut butter ramen. So I love taking a packet of ramen and mixing it with peanut butter. So good. And it's so easy and cheap.
Back to Thanksgiving dinner. I tried stuffing once. Maybe it's because I didn't have the potatoes. Do you get it so it's not too crunchy?
Yeah, so you mix it all together. So mashed potatoes, stuffing, and then you kind of let it hydrate a little bit.
Yeah.
So you put a little bit more water because you're, adding more stuff in there. And then top it off with some powdered gravy. And you can put jerky in there too if you want meat.
Yeah, I suppose. Or chicken. Yeah.
Or chicken. Yeah, like a
pouch of
chicken
chicken.
pouch.
That'd be
Tuna
really
does
good
not
with
sound
jerky.
And then it's those fried onions too. I mean, you got to have the crunchy fried onions on top.
Yeah, I saw you put those in there. I'm like, that would be so stinking good.
You got to have a crunch.
Yeah, it's texture. It just, so good.
I mean, it's not healthy, but then again, like
Now
you're
I'm
burning the
hungry.
calories anyways. Who cares?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't give a damn on trail at all. Well, I don't give a damn ever about my health. I'm just a garbage eater. I have terrible habits.
What's the point of hiking if it isn't eating snacks and food in really cool places?
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm a
food
cranberry
motivated
junkie
right
too.
here.
Yeah. I even like the shitty canned cranberries. I mix them with like corn and mashed potatoes and everybody thinks I'm disgusting. Or even better yet, with stuffing. I'd throw some, I'm doing it. What do we got in here? Hey, you want to pull up that trail from Up Trail or comment from Up Trail, Devin? Another inspiring tale.
That one.
Sorry. It says, I lost 25 pounds preparing for my challenge hike last summer. I successfully completed 31.2 backpacking miles in one day. Now, how many backpacking miles is equal to a regular mile? I just want to know. In one day in the Porcupine Mountains. That's a lot, by the way.
That's a lot of
like
miles.
31 miles straight is a long way.
I think I did 31 miles last year. That's
31 miles in one day in the mountains is ridiculous. Good for you.
So I went and I hiked. My first time hiking in Michigan ever was this year. I went and I did Pictured Rocks twice and put together a couple videos. And the biggest comments I got were people telling me that I need to go and check out the Porcupine Mountains. So it's on my list.
Nice.
Yeah. And Up Trail was one of those guys I've discovered early on, and he knows all about the Porkies. I want to go there too. It's still Upper Peninsula. But yeah, it looks beautiful up there. Devin, how far are you from like the UP of Michigan?
Far.
How far? Not days and days and days?
Days and days, probably.
So Canada's like a whole country, right?
Yeah. We're here all the time too. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I want to throw up this as well while I look up those.
Yeah, can I read this one? So this is, if you guys know anything about Chad over at UGQ, if you guys get a chance and you're in the market for a quilt, go check out UGQ.com. The whole outdoor industry is really screwy right now. So if there's any of your favorite small brands, go check them out and at least maybe just visit their social pages and give them a little share if you can. We're all going through our own little thing. But Chad had a genius thing. He's like, you know what? I can't do sales anymore. And he announced he's going to do this 0% sale. What was it? The way he worded it was, I don't know if you read the email or not, but it was awesome. The social media post.
It was so funny.
It was great. It was perfect. When he mentioned it, I was like, how are you going to pull that off? But the way he did it, the way he worded it was phenomenal. So go check out his big 0% off sale he's got going on right now. Limited time. Limited time.
I think he said forever.
Yeah, so go check out his website, ugqoutdoor.com. And pay him a visit and all social chat. But again, all businesses in the outdoor space are kind of going through some stuff right now. Rising costs. A lot of our fabrics are imported from outside the country. I know I'm going to soapbox here for a second, but just check on your outdoor brands and just do whatever you can, even if it's just a share or a like or a comment. Do what you can if you don't mind. So, okay, back to Kathleen.
Also, they added some really cool stuff on the UGQ's website, different patterns that were available before, but you couldn't see it unless you went over to Ripstop by the Roll, and then you had to tell them what they wanted, etc. Now they have all of that stuff available on their website, which is super neat. And I was talking to Chad about that today. And I am 21 hours from the Porcupine Mountains, by the way. So it's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
For Pictured Rocks or the Porkies, I mean, Kathleen, you've done it twice. Isn't Pictured Rocks one of the most beautiful and easy hikes ever as far as elevation?
It is the most bougie trail I've ever backpacked.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So bougie and beautiful. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always said it's like the North Woods meets the Caribbean, like because the South Shore of the Lake Superior is usually really like turquoise blue. The three, we should go there. We'll invite Kathleen as well.
Okay,
what was I going to ask you though? I had an important question. Damn it! What was my question, McMillan? Oh, we're past the food part. Oh, back to small businesses. So aside from Hilltop Packs, which we all know is the best. What do you use for like quilts and things like that? Any cottage companies you really appreciate or like?
My quilt is Enlightened Equipment. I love that thing. It's actually sitting on the floor right now because I have to send it into eClean to get cleaned and lofted because it's been well loved.
Yeah, I think we all have a couple here as well. That's what I have. Yeah. Devin, that's what you have too, right?
Yeah, I have an Enigma. Yeah.
Yeah. I have two of them myself. And Tim, you have? No, you
I do.
You do. Okay.
Minnesota company.
I've spent like nights in my own bed just sleeping in my quilt when it first came because I was like, this thing is so nice and like soft and I love it.
So Kathleen, I'm gonna jump in.
After my through hike, I spent probably a good week or two laying on top of my bed in my quilt because I just wasn't ready to be separated from it.
Yeah, we talked about it recently. It's like you won't go to any store and you spend probably over 300 nights a year in your bed, and you wouldn't go to a store and spend $700 on a comforter for the bed you sleep in the most often, but we don't blink an eye at spending $700 on a quilt for backpacking.
That's right.
So what other companies do you like? Sorry, Ben.
Let me throw in just a selfish question real quick. So when did you first hear about Hilltop Packs? I'm just kind of curious how you first hear about it. We were 6 years old.
And why are they your favorite as well?
So, no, how did you first hear about us, if you don't mind? Because the reason I heard about you, and I watched a lot of YouTube channels, but a lot of times people were sending me their videos to watch. I watched a lot of stuff. But there was a couple people that over the last maybe few months had sent me your videos because I think one of our bags was in your video or something like that. And that's how I started watching your videos as well. So when did you actually hear about us? How long has it been?
So I think one of my students had her first aid kit in one of your first aid pouches. And I was like, oh my God, that thing is cute. So I went online and bought one. And then I got my electronic bag right here.
There you go.
I have the same one.
Let's see. I don't think I have any of my all the other stuff. It's in my gear room, but I've got my first aid kit. So I have a couple bags because I have a couple different sizes. And then I have my poop kit because it has the poop emoji on there. I mean, gotta have that. And then I have 2 food bags. So I've got one with my old logo on there, and then one, it's a brand new one with my brand new logo. So I'm really excited to use that. And then also the Hey Bear food bag. So one of my students
That was
had
one of the
when we
first,
did
yeah.
the
That's one of the first
Trans-Catalina
designs.
Trail. Yeah, and she pulls out this food bag with a bear on it. And was like, "Where did you get that? I need that." Of course.
But that's, you know, that it makes me happy because me and Tim talk about this all the time. Like, there's nothing that we sell that you actually need. You can get much cheaper stuff. You can go to Walmart, but we want something that's going to add a little bit extra fun or spice while you're on the trail. Something that's going to make you smile. Like when you were describing the gear, you were smiling. It's fun. It's fun to kind of just express yourself. Maybe get a custom print if you want, or a logo, and that makes me happy watching you smile while you talk about it. It means we're doing our job. That's a space I want to be in. Just add a little bit extra fun, still high quality gear, still ultralight stuff, but add a little bit extra pizzazz to it to get a little fun on the trail and not take life so damn seriously all the time. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Tim,
And I feel like the more fun your gear is, like the more fun you're going to have out there. Like, for example, my favorite pair of gaiters, they have unicorns and rainbows on them. And I
Tim's
get
too.
the most compliments
Tim's too.
on those gaiters. and people are like, "Wow, those are so awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, because when I'm sitting on the side of the trail crying, I can look down at my gaiters and be like, well, it's not that bad. I've got rainbows and unicorns."
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
That's exactly it. You know, like I have my kids for a long time. I had my kids on my food bag, and I had another picture on like my med kit, but on my toiletry kit, I printed a picture of my wife, and I thought it was hilarious. She didn't like it, so she didn't think it was funny. But I got such a kick out of it every time that once a day I had to go use it. I was like, thinking of my wife right now.
Oh, that's so funny.
But I hiked solo, so no one else got to see it.
We're all a bunch of, weirdos and stuff like that. And being out in the nature, everyone out there is just a bunch of weirdos. It's fun.
Yep.
Why be so serious all the time, right?
Exactly. It's not serious. Backpacking is
right.
not serious.
No.
For example, we have my friend Travis Derwin Off the Rails is his YouTube channel name. No affiliation with Darwin on the Trail. That's just total coincidence, I'm sure. But he and I, Billy Strings Fanny Pack, yeah, he's a fellow weirdo. Where am I going with this? I was going to tell the story about we want to make. I have these weird conversations, and we came up with a business plan to make backpacking underpants that smell like black ice car air fresheners. And not only I can see by the looks on your faces, you're in.
I want
And
2 pairs at least.
We're looking for funding. We are looking for funding. But this is how, I guess I just want to explain how weird it started with him being like, why does my teenage son always have to go with the black ice in his car? Like, and we're like, everybody's like, yeah, why do all these kids go with that horrible pine tree air freshener that smells so awful? And yeah, I just had to throw a shout out because Travis is here.
That's why.
Yeah, black ice. And that's what we said. Our business plan is if anybody asks for any other scent, the answer is no.
No.
It will only be black ice.
Depending on how much you wear it, then it might have a different scent.
Ben's about to rein us in here.
I
or
am.
me.
So it's been 1 hour. We want to respect Kathleen's time. Okay, and it's past Devin's bedtime here. But anyway, so I want to circle back for the 1 or 2 women that may eventually see this video. Let's talk about your program again. How can they sign up? How often do you do it? How often do you open up? So just give us a brief overview of how somebody can actually get into your program.
So enrollment is open now. You can go either to my website or I talk about my program a lot in my videos. So if you just look down in the video description, I'll have a link down in the description. But how the process works is if it sounds like something you might be interested in, you fill out an application, and then you sign up for an enrollment call with me. So it's a free one-on-one call. So I do get women that pop on. They're like, oh, it's just you and me. I'm like, yeah, it's just you and me. So we do a one-on-one call where we just go through and talk about the program, see if it's a good fit for goals. And if it's a good fit, then I give you the opportunity to sign up for the program. So that easy.
Good.
Yeah,
And I'm assuming you're on all the different social channels. So again, the Hungry Hiker YouTube, I'm assuming it's everywhere else on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. And of course, the website. Again, the website is the-hungry-hiker.com, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you just Google like we did, it comes right up. It does come up pretty easily.
Yeah, it does.
Anybody
I'm
can
very
find it.
Googleable.
Very
Yeah.
Googleable. Oh, that's hilarious. That's a new word. I'm going to use that for
Ben,
the rest of the week.
Real quick before we close, what were you accused of the way you speak? Tell the audience.
Me?
One of your critics said you speak like you have.
Oh no, we were all talking about like our first videos we ever made, and my buddy Ed made a video one time, his very first YouTube channel. This is like 15 years ago, and somebody commented, took the time to write a nice review that said this was literally the worst video that's ever existed on the internet. But the funny part is my buddy Ed is such a nice guy. He commented on it. They became friends for the next 5 years. They were communicating by email. I did not have a video back then, a video channel or a YouTube channel. I started one a few years after that. My very first video, somebody commented, I like the video, like the content, but you sound like you have a hot dog in your mouth the whole time. Or, no, I'm sorry, he said pickle. He said something like a pickle. And I was conflicted because I really like pickles. I don't think that's what he meant.
You should.
I don't think that's what he was talking about.
Video with like an actual pickle in your mouth the entire time.
No, I was freaking damaged. I didn't make another video for a year after that.
Yeah.
That was back when I was making photography videos.
People don't realize it, but like the crappy comments that come in, like they can really like affect you. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
A lot of times I just let them go, but sometimes they sting a little bit.
I think early on it probably did. It's been quite a few years since that happened, and I've gotten a little bit thicker skin, and I laugh at almost anything. Tim busts my balls daily, and I enjoy it. And we also give it right back. We give it right back too. So I like that. And even total strangers, I think I can take it now. But when I was younger, it stung a little bit. It takes some confidence to kind of get past that, and some people just have nothing better to do with their time. And first rule of making videos: stay out of the comments. That's true. Okay.
There's more a matter of empathy. Like those people are miserable, and I feel sad. I feel sad.
And they're
for
probably
them.
not backpacking because if they were, they wouldn't be leaving those crappy comments. So.
Exactly. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else wants to throw in the chat here real quick? Anybody in the chat want to mention anything?
Says, "Will you do another llama hike?"
So they've reached out to Washington Llamas did reach out to me to ask if I want to do another hike, and this is the time of year where I'm planning all my trips for the following year. So maybe.
Nice.
Maybe.
Very cool. Okay. Anything else you want to throw in there, Kathleen? Anything else you want to let the crowd know about you? I feel like there's a lot more we could learn. We had an hour. We could probably do another one someday.
I mean, yeah, whatever you guys want to know.
Good deal. Well, you can join us anytime. Sometimes it's just us and we're just talking. Sometimes we bring in the people in the chat. We bring them in with us and we have 10 people talking at one time. So it's just sometimes it's a free for all. But once in a while we get a nice guest like yourself, and we certainly appreciate your time. And that was a lot of fun for us. That means we don't have to talk to each other, which was always a plus. Okay. Real quick again, if you live nearby, come check us out on Friday for the open house. Not the grand opening, it's the open house. That is from 11 to 4. And again, we're in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. Come check us out. We also have a thing going on that night at our coffee shop. We have live entertainment and free food for hikers. So if you're gonna hike with us, you get free food. And then of course our Hilltop Packs on the hill event is Saturday and Sunday. Very easy hike, very simple, just 2 miles in, 1 mile back out. Very easy. More of a social event for our first year. We may make it bigger next year. We'll see how that goes.
And no water or firewood required. That will be provided.
We'll take care of all that. Yep. All right, guys.
What about llamas? Are you guys providing llamas too?
We do have an alpaca farm just a few miles from our shop.
We have a pack Tim that you're going to use. Tim's just going to carry everyone's stuff.
Yeah. Unlikely. But I'll try. I'll sure try. I'll give it a fighting shot.
There you go. All right, guys. We're going to end it right there. Kathleen, stick around for a second. We'll talk to you after the show. Everyone else, thank you so much for watching. We're going to do this every single Wednesday throughout November, and then we'll kind of take a little vote and see if we're going to do December or not. May not do December, but November for sure. Tune in every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. We'll see you guys next time. Later.